Texas, the site for the Lakers. The powerhouse combination of Anthony Davis and LeBron James have their sights set on a victory as they game plan for the task ahead at Toyota Center. Lakers, Rockets, coming up next.
Rockets, Lakers. Low potato. Low potato.
It's live coverage of the NBA on Monday night. Thank you for joining us here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony. Chris Webber is here. Our sideline reporter, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge. D8, well, we winning a big part of it, David. Thank you. And at one point, seems like ISO basketball was falling out of favor, Bill, but the Rockets have made a cornerstone of their success, that very thing.
True. For the regular season. And
right,
for the
and then it changes,
rounds.
doesn't it? Right?
Yeah, I do wonder if it's like the run and shoot with football. Where it's this...
You don't trust it, maybe? You don't trust it?
Yeah, it's the regular season. You're playing a team once. They don't have time to scout it for a bunch of weeks. But, you know, when you get to the playoffs and you're playing the same team 7 times...
Scouting gets better.
Yeah, and players, you just played it 2 nights ago. You did play...
Shoutout na ba ako ganina?
Pick up little tricks. And I really wonder if you can win...
Shoutout sa'yo, Giancarlo. Manood ko sa'yo ganina yung ano may...
LeBron and Davis. The
laro yun, nakalimutan ko.
Green is out there with
PUBG ba yun?
And it's McGee in at the center, locking down the middle. And for the Rockets, Harden and Gordon are out on the wings. Robert Covington out there with P.J. Tucker. And it's Westbrook in at the 1 spot. Harden can't hit. And it's Bradley with the ball for Los Angeles. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
And the bench turned up in that one. Whatever they couldn't get from their starters, they got from the reserves.
And when the bench steps up, it takes pressure off the starters. And they stepped up big in that game.
And the Rockets building their offense around the 3-ball. What will that approach look like if they ever want to make a championship run? There's got to be more to it than just the 3-point shot.
Thank you sa pag-like.
They've been playing the math.
Lalay ko rin yung sa'yo.
The math says volume of threes and percentages, and eventually it's going to come in your favor.
You believe that's the way to win?
I think it's the way to succeed during the regular season. We saw with Toronto, especially in the Toronto-Milwaukee series. Toronto was playing those same averages, and then Van Vliet got hot, and a couple of guys started making threes, and all of a sudden they win that series. So that's a case of it did work. But I still think you need to know.
Thank you sa pag-like, Giancarlo.
We saw the Rockets 2 years in a row, like famously when they missed 27 threes. Those threes get a lot tougher when it's a game 7, you're tired, the other team's used to you, and the nerves are coming in, and that basket's suddenly looking a little smaller. What's your plan B?
This has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Harden kicks to Gordon. Houston moving the ball around to end the run. And Harden with the lay-in. Bill, you host your own podcast. I've listened to it. I subscribe to it.
Thank you.
I love it. What do you make of so many NBA players now doing the same thing?
Hey, we have a couple of them. At the Ringer, we have J.J. Redick.
Thank you.
We have Vince Carter and Kent Bazemore. The ones that are good at it take it seriously. It can't be...
rin kaya ako ng game mo, no?
You know, a player says,
Malaki ba yun?
podcast, and then it just magically happens. Like, you got to work on it. You have to use your connections and book your guests, and you have to be candid on the podcast. You can't just show up and just babble. The guys that have been successful at it are people that could probably have a media career for a living. Like JJ is clearly the
basket count.
Richard Jefferson had a great podcast. He's gone into media. He's really good.
Yes.
So I think you need a little more talent at it than people realize, and you need the consistency of it. You can't say, I'm starting a podcast and then not do it for 2 months. Like, you have to really stick to it.
Lakers leading by 5. James outside. And
foul.
That was close. He draws the foul. He'll shoot 2.
Gotta like the edge James plays with. Phenomenal at it, taking it strong and picking up the foul.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
He struggled mightily at the free throw line in their last game.
He misses the free throw.
Well, the GOAT watch continues. Every year, every accomplishment goes into the analysis. I mean, LeBron will probably never be able to escape.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Dwight Howard's checked in for JaVale McGee. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Bradley. First quarter of play. We're about 3 minutes in. Here's Westbrook. The shot off that time. Great D that time from Davis.
He's not using his head this quarter. He's got to get back to finding how to percent of shots.
Bill, it's no secret that your heart lies in Boston. Just what was it like growing up in and around that area?
Well, it's definitely the reason I like sports as much as I do, because it's so sports obsessed.
Basket.
A lot of it is cold weather stuff, I feel like, where there's 5 months a year that just stink, and then there's 3 other months that, you know, it's just smoking hot and humid. And so the sports makes everybody kind of crazy because you're crazy anyway. But there's nothing like being in Boston when something good's happening, like Celtics making an NBA playoff run, or the Bruins making a cup run, the Red Sox in September when the Yankees are coming to town, or the Saturday before a Patriots game. You can kind of feel it as the community of it. That's the difference between here and a place like LA.
It's formed you as a professional. Right?
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah. Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. And then for Los Angeles, Kyle Kuzma comes in for LeBron. And it's Caldwell Pope in for Green. Rivers against Rondo. Pass to McLemore. From deep three-point range, the Lakers with the rebound. Davis has got his 4th rebound in this one. Bill, do you ever think we're going to eliminate conferences in the NBA playoff seeding?
I think that they would have done a 16-seed, no-conference playoff format years ago. I think they were really worried about their travel, though. And they've looked at it, and they've really studied it, and they've looked at the effects of, let's say Boston plays Portland in round 1, and you're flying 3,100 miles or 3,200 miles in 3 time zones and all that stuff, and it's a 2-2-1-1-1 series. What is the effect on the team if it goes 7? I think they're really afraid of it. I wish they did it. I don't like the conferences. I don't really understand them. And over the course of NBA history, they've been really confused by the conferences. I wrote about this in the book of basketball, where we had years where San Antonio was playing in the East for a while, and Baltimore was in the West, which, go look at a map. Baltimore being in the West is ridiculous. Baltimore was in the West and Philly was in the East, and they're like 50 miles away from each other.
Yeah, made no sense.
So they've never really 100% figured out the conferences, and I just think the 1 through 16 makes more sense.
It would sure be better basketball.
It would be better.
Yeah. Kuzma, that's good.
Fantastic ball movement there.
Go settings.
Picking them apart with their passing.
Timeout called. The Rockets. They went to Los Angeles for their last meeting with the Lakers and came out with a victory.
Yeah, and they picked up the win in their last game against this club, and really it was a parade to the free throw line.
Well, it tells you a lot about who's the more aggressive team. I mean, they should have that same exact attitude tonight.
Russell Westbrook's checked in for Ben McLemore.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
Houston shooting their 2nd and 3rd shots at the line right here.
2 shots.
Shoot 2.
Offenses in this league so creative, Clark. A lot of them very hard to stop. And tonight, we get to see 2 of these great offenses in this one.
What a treat. The fast pace that these teams play with really wear you down defensively, and the way offenses can space the floor and spread you out, boy, it's fun to watch, but it's certainly hard to defend.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. Green out there with Bradley. And it's McGee in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And here's James. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. Last time they met was in Los Angeles.
Yeah, for that loss, you can credit their defense or lack thereof. Too many breakdowns on that end of the floor.
Yeah, and that's really inexcusable. I mean, there's just no way that you can justify that. When you don't put the work in on defense, you're going to end up on the losing end.
And so here is Houston following the bucket by the Lakers. The deep three from Harden. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow.
You know, the confidence Harden has in his three-point shot, especially that step back that he shoots, is just mind-boggling. He loves letting it fly from deep.
Here's Davis. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Hey, hello, Dad.
Over to the wing. Here's Tucker. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And though lacking some height, Kevin, Tucker has the bounce, the reach, and the strength and attitude to do damage inside.
The Lakers have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for to start off this game. Bradley dishes to McGee. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to be on James Harden.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws. Two.
And the first one at the line is good.
Hey, you know, guys, McGee has won back-to-back titles with the Warriors. You know, that's not too bad for a journeyman.
Low.
Both free throws good from McGee.
And, you know, quite a bit of turnover for the Lakers in recent years, guys, from the front office to the coaching staff. I think it's always important for an organization to have a common voice to speak in stereo and have everybody in proper alignment from the top down to the court.
Now here's Westbrook, coming off a stellar performance against Utah. Shoots over Bradley. Anthony Davis grabs the miss.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you can see the frustration. Oh,
man. Nothing out of the ordinary there for LeBron. I mean, insane athleticism.
Harden kicks it to Tucker. From the corner. Anthony
Oy,
Davis.
thank you, Andres. Pag-like.
nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
Well, you know what? All good things must come to an end, and they finally miss after making their first four.
Passes it to Tucker. Houston moving the ball around. Here's Harden. Covington trying to break free. Harden, no good.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
And it's McGee with the jam.
And this kind of athleticism at the center position, pretty remarkable. I mean, McGee letting it all hang out there.
From deep, Harden drills it from outside. Harden's got 6.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Howard's checked in for the Lakers. Rondo comes in for Avery Bradley.
Dwight Howard, Rajon Rondo.
Davis, the pass to Howard, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Statistically speaking, let's see where the Rockets sit right now.
And you talk about scoring. Tough to beat a team that can fill it up at all levels. Every time you get a bucket, they're coming right back at you with one of their own.
2 shots.
First free throw is good. Do you think on average rookies are having a greater impact on their teams now than in decades past?
I really don't think so, Kevin. You can go back and look at the numbers historically. Every draft class usually has 6 to 10, rookies that have a significant impact on their respective teams. And of those 10, perhaps 10 or 12, maybe only a few are going to be on playoff teams just because of the nature of the draft. I don't really think that's changed tremendously over the decades.
Mash up.
That shot missing. Great tee that time from Davis. Los Angeles leading by 6. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, I was able to talk with Frank Vogel for just a minute. And, of course, he said the key tonight will be slowing down James Harden, who isn't just a great scorer, but a great playmaker as well. He can punish any defense that overcommits. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David. And Los Angeles with some changes. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for Davis. And it's Alex Caruso in for LeBron. Here's Rondo. And the layup falls.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Here's Harden, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That's on Dwight Howard.
And you got to know Harden's looking to get to the line. I mean, one of the best in the game at going right into the defender and drawing fouls.
James Harden.
You know, no matter how you feel about James Harden, you've got to respect his love for the game. I mean, he absolutely lives and breathes basketball, and that passion has driven him to become the player he is today.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. And Clark, last year Harden was quoted in saying, most players don't really love basketball.
Well, I don't know about most. That seems a bit extreme. Maybe he feels that they don't love it as much as he does, which certainly you could understand. But I can say that very few players have the drive and determination to improve their game the way Harden has. That's part of why he's been an MVP.
Caldwell Pope kicks to Rondo. Oh, Kuzma's in position.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Harden outside, from outside the arc. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. And 11 points for James Harden.
And Harden takes a lot of pride in being a hard matchup, a tough cover. I mean, he takes no time in shooting once he gets the pump.
Here's Rondo. And Covington sends it back. Over Caldwell Pope. Shot is good off the back rim and in. And it's 13 points for James Harden.
Yeah, he's owning them on the offensive end, but, you know, he can't do it by himself.
Rondo against Westbrook. Goes up on the block. Rondo's shot is good.
And when he's knocking down these shots, it makes this team super dangerous. You got to respect the touch there by Rondo.
Back to Harden. And it's sent back by Howard.
Sapal tayo.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And he comes up with the deuce. Kuzma's got his second basket.
You know, body him up all you want. It doesn't bother Kyle Kuzma. He's got great competitive spirit and skill.
Covington finds Harden. Back to Covington. Shoots over Kuzma. And Covington gets it to go on the assist by Harden. 16 seconds left to play here in the first. Pass to Kuzma. The shot will not fall. Good D by Covington. And here's Harden for 3. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Their defense has been very effective in locking down Russell Westbrook. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Well, you see a lot of players who pick up a controller and fire up NBA 2K, thank goodness, including the king himself, LeBron James.
I play 2K all the time. Seriously, when I'm playing it.
Always experimenting, always keeping his mind engaged, Greg, with basketball.
And that's who Bron is. He lives, breathes, and eats basketball.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And, you know, for them guys, it's all about tempo. Keep the pressure on and do so as much as possible.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. And so in the game for the Rockets, Harden and Gordon are out on the wings. Robert Covington out there with P.J. Tucker. And it's Westbrook in a point. Offensive rebound. Howard, the pass to Kuzma. And Kuzma slams it in.
Guys, we can attribute that to all hustle from the Flint, Michigan native there, Kyle Kuzma. Excellent activity leading to that offensive board.
It's Harden with the drive. 2 points. That one goes. Harden's got 17 now.
I love the spirit he's shown tonight, particularly on the offensive end.
Boy, I tell you what, the hole would be a lot deeper if he wasn't being as efficient as he's been so far.
Caldwell Pope passes to Howard. And another shot, and that's 2 points on the layup. The Lakers lead by 9.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, I tell you what, you just cannot help but be in awe of the offensive dominance James Harden has had over the last few years. I mean, he's done so much for this team and done it with both his scoring and playmaking.
Free throw good, James Harden. And when you look at usage rates, Harden is the offense for this team.
Yeah, you look at Harden's numbers over the last few years, and it has been absolutely ridiculous what he's done. I mean, there's no player who's had a better 3-year stretch in the history of the league. 30-plus points per game seasons the last few years, the near triple-double the year before. I mean, he's a marked man for every opponent, and he's still been able to put up these kinds of numbers. Absolutely amazing.
Here's James, busts the J after the cagey pass fake. He's got 8.
Analytics says that you should ignore the mid-range jumper. No, not with LeBron. With him shooting, I'll bank on any shot he takes.
Here's Harden, and he gets a whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And Clark, when you think back to your playing days in high school, what memories come to mind?
Well, just the fun of being able to have success all 4 years I was at St. Joseph High School in Cleveland, the way the city rallied around us my senior year when we had a chance to play for a state championship. Unfortunately came up short. The teammates and coaches and teachers that I had a chance to enjoy those 4 years with, all really fond, special memories for me.
Here's Davis. And it's slammed in by Davis.
Resourceful as a player. Davis gets the job done inside in all sorts of ways. And that's one of them right there, crashing the offensive glass, getting that second chance bucket.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, DeMarcus Cousins suffered an Achilles injury, and it was a major setback for him, but it was also an eye-opener. Cousins said, any given day could be your last day playing. And all the celebrity, all the fame ends. My love for the game has grown. But at the same time, I want to be more than just a basketball player. And Kevin, challenges can put anything into perspective.
Thank you, D.A.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
And Houston calls their first time out of the game.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
Bradley's checked in for the Lakers. Here's Harden. Looks good. is good. That's his 7th basket in 12 tries.
Just a positive force right now for these guys. And though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
Westbrook against Bradley. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That's his first foul. Hey, Clark, the NBA moved the presentation of the MVP award to after the conclusion of the finals. Do you like that?
Yes and no. I think you have two separate awards. You could have a playoff MVP or a finals MVP, which we have. And then you have a regular season MVP. The MVP is for the body of work done during the regular season.
Okay, thank you sa pag-like.
There should be a clear separation between the two, quite honestly. So, no, I don't like it.
At least you're honest, Clark.
Backcourt.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Here's Westbrook. No points in the game yet for him. Harden outside. Knocked away. Covington finds Westbrook. Trying it from deep. The shot, no good. And the Lakers going the other way now. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
Yeah, and that one, their intensity on the offensive end was not matched by their opponent. That led to some easy buckets.
Yeah, you know, you can't allow them to get into a rhythm on offense. Once that happens, then you're in trouble.
Harden with it. And McGee picks him up defensively. And the basket by Gordon.
And, you know, when you get a clean look at the rim, Harden usually will find you. I think he's underrated and undervalued at making his teammates better.
Here's McGee. Rockets with the rebound. Next step for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. Kicks it out to Gordon. This one for 3. And no good that time. Bradley with some nice D. It's Bradley on the wing.
Yes.
Good, and the assist goes to James. LeBron's got his 3rd assist on the night.
There is a bunch to appreciate about LeBron's game. His passing is off the charts. Just look at that feed.
Westbrook drives in. McGee with the block.
Sapal.
Bradley deciding where to go with it from downtown.
Yes.
A shot by LeBron, no good.
And we haven't seen them be quite as aggressive driving the basketball, settling far too much for jumpers.
Yeah, that's a good observation on your part, Greg. Fewer free throw attempts for them this quarter. And the danger is they can't afford to get too comfortable out there because they've got the lead. Otherwise, it might start to get away from him.
That's the 6th make from the field. He's taken 9 shots and missed but 3.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Westbrook kicks to Gordon. To the paint.
Nagsasalita dyan, babatiin ka.
Here's Harden on the wing. And it's Anthony Davis with the rebound. Davis has got 7 rebounds in the game. Lobbed up there for Howard, and it's slammed in by Howard.
Great reach that time by Howard. He went way upstairs to throw that one down.
Ambak na ako eh.
Get any pass that's around the goal.
And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And Kentavious, you guys were getting a lot of offensive rebounds in the first half. How important was that?
I mean, they was important, man. We got to keep them off the glass. We can't get them second shot, and we got our offensive rebound too as well. Get us some second chance at the basket and just keep working hard.
Well, you made it work in the first half, KCP. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the 3rd quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. LeBron James putting in some incredible work. He had 12 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
Well, how about that ball movement? That was a true...
And that...
Uptime show.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
Man, how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
Well, we've got a second half
Game tayo, Paul.
for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. So for the Lakers right now, Green and LeBron at the 2 and the 3. JaVale McGee is out there with Davis, and it's Bradley in at the point. It's tipped. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates. And guys, at this point in his career, Anthony Davis just entering his prime. Crazy to think when you look at what he's already accomplished thus far.
Harden with it. Now guarded by Bradley. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And we are talking about Anthony Davis. How do you even put into words, Greg, what he's able to do on the basketball field?
I mean, he's entering the conversation among the best big men of all time. On a nightly basis, dominating in so many facets of the game. Really, it's remarkable.
Basket.
Harden hits them both.
And, you know, the beard continues to impress, continues to get better, and MVP candidate seemingly every season. Now, I've got a question, though. How does he maintain the look of that beard?
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Boy, I like the disposition and attitude since halftime. They're patiently looking for good shots.
Bradley passes to LeBron.
Ako kinain.
And such a nice move to make the basket work. LeBron's got 14 points for the game.
Everything working for him out of the half as they've hit 4 of their first 5 shots.
Timeout called, the Rockets. Clark, a lot of coaches like to run their offense through centers.
Timeout lang tayo saglit.
Think of who you'd be comfortable running your offense through at that position?
Well, just because I've watched him and loved this game since locking into him, Jokic. Yes. Man, can he pass it. He can shoot it. He can score it inside. He's got such excellent hands and touch. He's at the top of the list. DeMarcus Cousins, big guy that can shoot it and pass it as well. And Marcus All is also in that list.
Yeah, you'd feel comfortable with any of those guys holding the ball, distributing the ball, wouldn't you?
No doubt.
Kyle Kuzma's checked in for the Lakers.
I mean, what can you do? What's the answer? Harden, gifted near the basket, strong in body, elite skill set. Most defenders have no chance.
And Davis wide open. He shoots. Again, the Lakers. And it's Gordon with the ball. He brings it up for the Houston Rockets. And Harden with the stuff.
Boy, it's amazing to me how easy Harden makes it look. I mean, when he's locked in, he feels like there's nobody that can guard him, and he's right most of the time.
Here's McGee. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
And I like that they're not settling, getting the ball on the interior. 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
Sometimes you just got to man up and take a tough foul in order to stop these free runs to the rim.
The Lakers have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one. Some changes for the Lakers. Alex Caruso comes in for Danny Green. And Quinn Cook subbed in for Bradley. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Here's Harden. And oh boy, a lot of contact there. But he gets the call and will shoot 2. And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for Rondo.
And the biggest takeaway when you look at his numbers is how good his three-point shooting has been the past 5 games. He's finding the open spots on the perimeter, and when he's getting good looks, boy, he is not missing.
And both free throws good for James Harden.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Yeah, you know what? And I think they've just got to keep on keeping on. Keep drawing contact, attacking, getting to the line. That will certainly give them a chance to get back into the game. So good at getting to his spots and then cashing in, making the game look easy.
The Rockets with another miss.
Oof, this has been brutal. I mean, he still hasn't made a single shot. No wonder they're struggling. Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
Here's Caruso. McGee trying to break free. And that one's good, Caruso.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
And the Lakers making a change here. Caldwell Pope's checked in.
Tapusin na natin tong quarter na to.
Cook looking it over. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Takes a shot at the elbow. That's good from Caldwell Pope on the assist from Cook. Cook's got 3 assists tonight. For Houston, they've gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter.
Gamit ko Rockets.
Looking to end the run. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. A chance to check out Los Angeles' upcoming schedule. On Tuesday, they'll be facing Drew Holiday and the New Orleans Pelicans. Then on Thursday, they'll be taking on Klay Thompson and the Golden State Warriors.
And you know, for that Pelicans game, this is one where it would take a complete meltdown for them not to come away with the win. Anything can happen, but I'd be shocked if they don't come out on top.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Howard comes in for Alex Caruso. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Quinn Cook. The Lakers shooting just phenomenal here tonight. 73% from the field. Inside, McGee. Oh, my goodness!
Oh, yeah.
What a play!
I think McGee's been working on that one. I mean, you don't just come up with that off the top of your head, boy. You got to think that one through.
And the pass to Gordon. McGee with the block. Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope. A minute 50 left to play here in the third, and the layup's good off.
Sige, try natin. Tambak na naman ako, Paul.
The glass.
Biling ko. Okay, palit tayo.
Pass to Hardaway. Back to Porzingis. Dallas moving it around. And the foul called on Danny Green. That is his first foul of the game.
Alam ko 1,000 na yun ang bala nun eh. Pero next time na, marami akong di nalalaro eh.
First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Porzingis kicks to Hardaway. Here's Brunson. Another 3 for Dallas.
Pression, Paul.
Creating just enough space to let that one.
May laban nga to, Paul.
Los Angeles, they've gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Here's LeBron, and again it's the Lakers.
Kaya si LeBron sa ilalim.
Vision of Avery Bradley. Remarkable how he finds these wide open teammates on a consistent basis.
Doncic with it, now guarded by Bradley. Doncic against Bradley. Doncic, no good.
It's all about the defense right there. Without that level of activity, he probably scores it.
Great open look there.
Are you kidding? 5 for 5, and they just got started.
If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Another 3 for Dallas. Looking at the schedule, it's about halfway through the season.
Nakakahabol tayo rito, Paul.
that started out very hot and were winning like crazy have now come back to earth. They've cooled a bit. They've leveled out.
I think inevitably over the course of an 82-game season, NBA players will tell you there are always ups and downs and waves of success and then the tough moments. And the best teams seem to be able to weather all of that. Not get too high when they're playing well, not get too low if they're in the middle of a slump.
And of the last 6 baskets
guys are rebound.
have come on the interior, this is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys. Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Oo nga, Paul, nakakashoot lagi.
James looking around. And the foul called on Tim Hardaway Jr. That's his first foul. Howard's checked in for Los Angeles. Down low, here's Green. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Doncic left side. Another field goal
Paul, magaling.
4 for 6 shooting tonight.
And off to a strong start offensively. He's got a nice touch.
LeBron passes to Davis. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. Davis has got his second bucket of the game to go.
It's incredible to me, Kevin, how remarkably in tune LeBron is with the movement of his teammates. The guy is a scorer, he's a creator, he's a force to be reckoned with.
Doncic, no good. Last game for the Lakers, they picked up the W against Boston. Lobbed up there for Howard, and it's slammed in by Howard.
Alley-oop dunk.
Communication between teammates. Dwight Howard, high flying as ever.
Now the pass to Doncic. It's stolen by Davis. And it's the Lakers on the break. On up the court, and Davis throws it down.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball,
Timeout.
fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for Anthony Davis. Caldwell Pope comes in for James. Alex Caruso, he's checked in for Green. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Avery Bradley. Los Angeles leading by 6.
We know this about the Dallas Mavericks. They will put every piece of data and information to use in terms of trying to get an advantage. Think about it, guys. They are now doing trying to head off injury for their players. They believe this gives them a clear picture into the overall health of their athletes.
Runs in the pass to Finney Smith. Now here's Brunson. He's covered by Rondo. And it's sent back by Howard. Here's Doncic.
There's a reason Dwight Howard has so many all-defensive teams.
Nice.
Good night with the
Kuha pa yung bola.
You have to appreciate the doggedness and intensity on the glass. Wow.
Now here's Rondo. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. We've got 28 seconds left in the first quarter. Porzingis with the block.
Porzingis so fast off the floor when he challenges a shot. Helps him get a lot of blocks like that.
Wow.
And the dunk by Doncic.
And this game already taking shape as an offensive battle.
Well, the fans love it. Coaches may not like the lack of defense, but boy, the rules promote scoring, no doubt.
Out to the wing. Here's Kuzma. It's hauled in by Porzingis. No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. And another for Dallas.
Luka Doncic has superstar written all over him. He's cooked.
That concludes a back-and-forth, high-scoring first quarter of play. Los Angeles on top, up 2. And we'll be back. Kristaps Porzingis grew up in faraway Latvia, but thanks to his brother, developed a passion for the NBA.
My older brother, he was a big fan of NBA.
And Greg, that's something different now for foreign players, isn't it? A lot more exposure to the NBA.
And KP, a fan of the culture.
Gagamitin natin mamaya.
As a kid, I think that helped
Kilala yun.
for the transition.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
An impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
What terrific work at the offensive end. They have built some early momentum here.
Wala sa listahan, Paul.
And Hardaway at the 2 and the 3. Then it's Jalen Brunson. And there's Porzingis. And it's Finney Smith in at the 4. So that's who Dallas starts the second with.
Habla, Paul.
And it's Rondo with the ball for Los Angeles. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
You don't need to count on points from your reserves, but they had some hot hands coming off the bench.
When you get that kind of a complete effort, that's a game you're going to win far more often than not.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, last season the G League tested out an expansion of the clear path rule. And now that expansion is making its way to the NBA. It should discourage those intentional fouls that slow up teams on the fast break. Fans wanted it, and analysts clamored for it. That will allow the amazing athletes in this league more opportunities to show what they can do.
David, a welcome change. Thank you.
You know, even as Dwight Howard heads for his mid-30s, I believe he can still impact the game. This guy is a physical specimen. He can be a tremendous force as a shot blocker and a rebounder.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1. And surely Howard not as explosive as he once was. But as you said, Doris, the presence is still there.
No doubt, Kevin. And this team doesn't need Dwight to put up 20 points. That's not what he's here for. They need rim protection, and they need him to rebound at a high level.
Shot clock at 6. Stolen by Brunson. Fast break, Dallas. Porzingis against Howard. Porzingis inside. The layup.
Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
That one goes in. Rondo's got his first points of the night. Dallas has gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Here's Brunson. Lays it. Brunson's got the lead back up to 1 now for the man.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it good shots from close range. And positionless basketball, all the rage. And Kyle Kuzma really fits that mold. Is he a 3? Is he a 4? I don't know, but he gets
basket. He throw good, Kuzma. And very light-footed is Kuzma. Moves well for his size.
You know, kind of a tweener in terms of build, but he has the ability to light up that scoreboard, something every team can use.
Mavericks making a switch here. Cauley Stein's checked in. The Lakers also making some changes. Davis is checked in for Howard. James comes in for Alex Caruso. And Cook subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Pass to James. He feeds it to Davis. Trying to get open is Kuzma. Rejection by Cauley Stein.
You better come stronger than that. Cauley Stein, a presence defensively.
Sinapal bigla.
Here's Kuzma. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist.
LeBron.
3 assists now in this one. Pass to Cauley Stein. Back to Doncic. Dallas moving the ball around. To the middle. And stolen by Kuzma. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Who goes? What about that dunk?
That was special. My goodness. LeBron James, ever the showman, with an exceptional slam there. One of the best dunkers in the history of the game.
Here's Doncic. A new 14 for the Mavericks.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
As a defender, hard to keep up with KCP in transition. He has excellent get up and go.
And the Mavericks call time here. Home court didn't seem to help any last time they met. We'll see if it makes a difference this time.
Paying painful to watch.
Hey, thank you sa like,
You
Mako.
can see their frustrations mounting, unable to get into any kind of a rhythm whatsoever.
I thought, Greg, they were outworked and outplayed in just about every phase of the game. Maybe that's one of those situations where you say, hey, let's move on.
JaVale McGee's checked in for the Lakers. Green comes in for Caldwell Pope.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Here's James, and LeBron throws it down.
Well, Danny Green excels at recognizing when his teammates have open looks and putting it on the money. Nicely done.
Doncic kicks to Porzingis. Boris, when you watch the game now, Biggs playing on the perimeter. Who can really defend and hold their own outside the lane we've seen?
Well, you think about a guy at the rim like Clint Capella, who is a great shot-blocking force. But in today's NBA, he's got to be able to guard the pick and roll, make the necessary switch. And because Capella has got great feet and because he can move laterally so quickly, he might be 6'10", 6'11", but he can get out and switch in the pick and roll. It is a thing of beauty to watch.
And it's Cook with the ball for Los Angeles. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. That game is the first and last of their homestand. The Mavericks trailing. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Rondo.
And the biggest takeaway when you look at his numbers is how good his three-point shooting has been the past 5 games. He's finding the open spots on the perimeter, and when he's getting good looks, boy, he is not missing.
No one here. James as he lets it go. Nice. The quick look, no good that time. For Dallas, they've gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9.
Well, terrific floor vision in the open floor. He also understands how to be the guy to finish.
Feeds to McGee. Cole with the defensive effort. For Dallas, they've gone 6 of 10 from the floor here in the second quarter. And Doncic, here we go. Goes up easy. Doncic has got the lead up to 2 now for Dallas.
Tayo dalawa.
Pass to McGee. Over in the corner, Green. Buries the long-range jumper. Green's got 8 points.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight, neither team giving an inch.
And right now you love the chess match, right? The ability of each side to adjust to what the other is doing.
Brunson, no good.
Boy, he hasn't found the range yet here in the second period. Only 1 triple for him tonight.
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
Well, this speaks to the feel that Kristaps Porzingis has for the game of basketball. If you're open, he'll find you.
Here's James, plenty of space. It's rebounded by Dallas. Porzingis has got his 6th rebound on the night. They get a hand on it.
Go.
By Davis. James outside. Over Cauley Stein. Offensive rebound, Davis. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. He's got 8.
Just so resourceful as a player. Davis gets the job done inside in of ways. And that's one of them right there, crashing the offensive glass, getting that second chance bucket.
It's been all about Luka Doncic for the Dallas Mavericks. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. AD, you see how they're playing you in the first half. What's the adjustment going to be?
So, we got to come out with a great intensity, and it starts in the warm-up. So we got to come out with a great intensity, great mindset, and try to go out there and win the third quarter.
I have never heard anyone say it starts in warm-ups until now. Thank
you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks, welcome back. Ernie Johnson alongside the Jet. That's Kenny Smith. The Diesel, that's Shaquille O'Neal. A lot of big-time action so far in this one. Luka Doncic has been the story in this one. He ended up with 26 points and 1 assist. He had a very shaky performance in the last game, but it has not affected him at all tonight. What a tremendous first half he played. And Kenny, what are your thoughts on how Dallas played?
Well, so far, they've taken care of their business here at home. It's something you might expect, but it's not a given. We'll see if they can keep that up in the second half.
Shaq, your take on the Lakers.
Well, they're not matching up well defensively, giving up a lot of open looks, a lot of easy points. They're allowing a crazy high shooting percentage, 60.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
Yeah, he's just been raining down on him from deep here. Talk about dialed in.
Well, the break certainly didn't have a cooling effect on him at all. He's in a great rhythm, looking comfortable and confident.
Checking out the group for Frank Vogel to start the second half. LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. Green is
kaya yung ano yung Rockets eh.
And it's McGee in at the 5, roaming the paint. And Doncic, here we go. Porzingis passes to Brunson. Now the feed to Cauley-Stein. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Just 5 on the clock. Rebound by the Lakers. And the GOAT conversation. LeBron has said his motivation is to surpass Michael Jordan as the greatest of all time. Greg, what do you think he needs to do to bolster his case?
I think for the naysayers, the obvious answer is more rings. You look at the other numbers, including those 8 consecutive finals appearances, LeBron is in the discussion.
On the wing, Doncic, guarded by Green. The pass to Brunson.
Wala, go.
You love that defense.
Yari.
And the dunk by James.
I'm out.
This is where the defense says, uh-oh, because LeBron James is cooking.
And the Mavericks call time here. And Doris, Danny Green included in that Kawhi DeRozan trade, and he's an underrated player in his own right.
No doubt, Kevin, because when you examine the net rating, which is basically what impact does a player have on winning, Danny Green is one of the best in the league. This guy is an all-defensive guy. He can make shots when he's open. You can plug him in at a couple of different positions. So much to like about Danny Green.
Doncic kicks to Hardaway. Lock at 6. Pass to Porzingis over Davis. Porzingis can't hit.
Well, I guarantee you this is not what they talked about in the locker room. 0 for 3 and looking lost.
And there's Green on the assist by LeBron. And it's a 9-point Los Angeles lead.
80% shooting to start the third.
Wait lang.
Dallas has gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the free ball here. It's stolen by Davis.
Yari.
And here we go. Lakers running again for the finish. And the dunk by James.
Oh, the athleticism and the speed of James never ceases to impress. He is just a beast at finishing these fast break opportunities.
Drills the three-pointer. And that's now 7 points for Tim Hardaway.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
James kicks to Bradley. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
Pinalit ko na, Paul.
Trail by 8. Passes it to Cauley-Stein. Here's Doncic. And he connects with the jumper. Doncic has got 28 points for the game.
This guy can do so much for you on the offensive end, and that is why his number gets called time and time again.
And the Lakers decide to take their first time out here. And you look at Luka Doncic, 6'7", about 220, Doris. Is he a point guard? A point forward? I mean, where's he fit?
Well, I think in today's modern NBA, where we talk about positionless basketball, he's the perfect fit regardless of where you put it. He can defend wings, he can defend forwards, and offensively, you want him to be in command of the basketball. What a college career for Jalen Brunson. 2 championships and a Wooden Award. This is one of the most decorated players in college basketball history.
And Brunson, the College Player of the Year back in 2018, but fell to the second round. Doris, when you look at that time, why did he fall?
I think it had everything to do with the fact that he's not an elite athlete by NBA standards. But we know unequivocally Jalen Brunson is a winner. His father played a decade in the NBA. This young man has been around the game since his formative years, and you can see it in his game.
Hits it from three-point range. Caruso's got his second basket of the night.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And the dunk by Doncic.
If he sees a lane to the rim, Doncic will capitalize. Nice drive.
Lakers leading by 8. To the wing on the left. Caldwell Pope with a wide open look. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
Defensively, they just not closing out on the threes in time.
Here's Doncic. Kuzma brings the double team. And Hardaway gets it to go.
Well, Tim Hardaway Jr. is known as a scorer. Knocks down the long distance.
Sige, saan? Online ba, pre?
Doncic against Rondo to the wing right side. And there's the...
Na-online din ako rito eh.
The Lakers have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight.
One shot.
Online as US. Singapore ako, hindi ko alam kung magkikita yan, pre.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Of course, you graduated. As your college's all-time assist leader. Talk about some of the key traits of a great playmaker.
I think historically speaking, when we think about great lead guards, Kevin, we talk about unselfishness, vision, patience. Who are the players that make their teammates better? Though probably the one underrated aspect of a point guard to me, Kevin, is communication. Are you constantly looking for opportunities to communicate to your teammates, make them feel good about themselves, give them confidence? That, to me, is probably the most underrated aspect of it.
And Doris, when you played, you took such great
Hindi ba? Alam makikita yun. Magkaiba siguro yung server.
Feels great to make somebody feel good.
A wide open look here for Kuzma. And that comes off the assist.
Mahal yung mga US account eh.
Kuzma's got the lead up to 13 now for the Lakers. Here's Curry. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance.
Double pressure ng mismong account na
You can see how hard it is to shake Seth Curry's focus. Body him up all you want. If this guy's locked in, he's going to get a bucket.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Lakers leading by 10.
Paul, natambakan na tayo, Paul.
Outside Rondo to the left wing. That's good from Howard on the assist by Rondo. Rondo's got 3 assists in the game. There's 1:26 left here in the third quarter. Brunson the pass to Hardaway. A 3-ball. Brunson no good. And it's Kuzma with the ball for the Los Angeles Lakers. Caruso, no good. Dallas has gone 6 of 11 when they're taking the three-point shot tonight. Very respectable. Here's Doncic. Up and in on the layup. Doncic has got 6 in the quarter.
Boy, what body control from the Slovenian forward. Doncic comfortable taking on all challengers.
Here's Howard. Porzingis with the rebound. Porzingis has got rebound number 8 now on the night. Hardaway finds Brunson. Out to Porzingis. From deep. That one doesn't go.
Hindi pala nagtetres.
By 10.
Mali. O, kaya pa to.
Left side. Count it. Good. Kuzma's got his third basket of the night right there.
Beautiful touch close in. Kuzma excels at taking advantage down low.
6-second difference between shot and game clock. Curry outside. Hands it from downtown. Curry's got it back down to within single digits for the man. Rondo dishes to Howard. It's rebounded by Dallas. Here's Hardaway. Caldwell Pope with some nice D. And so it's Los Angeles. In the 9-point lead to end the quarter. They've dictated the pace, pushed the ball at every chance, and it's paying off for them. We've got fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us.
Yun natin bola.
Mavericks trail by 9. Doncic and Hardaway at the 2 and the 3. Kristaps Porzingis is out there with Seth Curry, and it's Brunson in at the point. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Curry looking it over. Connects from three-point range.
Well, this is an experienced shooter in these situations. Even when Seth Curry is under pressure, he's able to keep his calm and cool.
Stolen by Brunson. And now the fast break. Doncic with the ball. Count the basket.
He's shooting the lights out down the stretch, trying to keep them competitive.
And some changes here for the Lakers. JaVale McGee comes in for Kyle Kuzma. And it's Green in for Cook.
Basket. Tatlo.
Luka Doncic absolutely staggering. The only rookie ever to average over 20 points, 7 boards, and 5 assists.
They're running. Brunson finds Doncic.
Luka Doncic is so clever. This guy able to draw the contact to get himself to the free throw line.
The first one falls.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
All free throws
Nice guy.
Well, this guy has
Sana lang.
ways to get to the free throw line, and boy, has his stroke been on the money.
It's Bradley on the wing.
Patay.
They grab their own miss. Here's Davis, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Clearly a foul.
First one falls for him. And such impressive poise and confidence for Luka Doncic, Doris. He's unfazed by the NBA.
I think it makes sense, Kevin, when you consider this young man has been playing as a pro and against men since the age of 16. And by 17, he was tearing up the EuroLeague. This guy was ready to make the leap.
And here's Barea outside. Dallas again missing. The Lakers in the lead. Bradley passes to Green. Pass to McGee. Right side Davis. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It's on Porzingis.
And you can feel the excitement in the building. Both of these teams pouring it on.
Paul pa, Paul. Bad trip.
And this game may come down to which side gets a stop or two.
On the trade for Anthony Davis, a risk for the Lakers, but they feel, Greg, that both sides will find an extension this offseason.
Walang lima.
Mutual interest from both sides. Lakers made the trade confident Davis would be.
Pinilit.
A bit of a leap of faith, but the Lakers did everything they could to secure Davis long term.
Back to Bradley. There's the...
Kare.
Yes, it's James picking up the assist. And now an 8-point Laker lead.
Not shy from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
Dallas calls timeout.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
And the question they're going to have to answer to me is it a problem with the scheme or is it a problem with matchups?
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Rick Carlisle's huddle. He said, we're too concerned with their shooters right now. We've got to close off the inside. They are gutting us. He pleaded with his guys. Come on, let's take a stand. Kevin?
And there's the defensive 3-second call.
Defensive 3 seconds. Bad trip. Yes.
And the technical free throw is good.
Ay, gasi Doncic.
And that's a foul called on J.J. Barea. That is his first foul of the game. Mavericks on D. 6-point game. There's
Yari.
And McGee kicks to Green. It's stolen by Barea.
And that's only his first miscue of the night. He's been unbelievably steady so far.
That shot off. And it's the Lakers the other way.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass.
Uy, wala.
Davis with the bucket.
You can see it. Once this guy gets his rhythm, he is so hard to slow down. What an excellent night for him and his team.
That one good for 2. Doncic has got 39.
Just doing what he can. He's competing and he's converting.
And he has really kept them in this one, Greg. A high effort level. Now the rest of the team has got to step up.
LeBron kicks to Green. Back to LeBron. Here's McGee. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
At halftime, it's been much more of a struggle for them to score inside. The D has been a bit quicker to collapse when they get it down low.
That's good from McGee.
Yeah, and their free throw shooting has really improved here in the second half.
And the Mavericks call time here. Helps teams if they can keep the rights to their best player. We see it in other leagues. Could the franchise tag ever make its way, do you think, to the NBA?
Well, this is going to be a negotiation point between the Players Association and the league itself. And the reality is it's going to have to be negotiated. What we know unequivocally, Kevin, is that these players now in the player empowerment era have more control about what franchise they play for and how long the duration of their contract is. How this all shakes out remains to be seen, but it is a point of conversation amongst the 30 NBA teams and the league leadership. There's no question about it.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play. Then the...
let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
And Bradley gets it to go.
Well, you got to love Avery Bradley turning on the Jets, mixing gears, except...
Barea against Bradley. Shot to stop the run. No good. And it's Bradley with the ball for the Lakers. Knocks it loose.
Sorry.
There's 1:54 left to play here in the fourth. Uncovered. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks.
All alone from mid-range. They know he won't miss many of those.
Wala talaga.
No good. Los Angeles leading by 13. LeBron with it. Bradley, no one around him. Offensive rebound. Davis falls right in. He is 8 for 11 with that shot.
And guys, what we saw here tonight, one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Lakers.
Two great rebounding teams.
And these guys worked just a little bit harder tonight, and that was the edge they needed.
And this will now push it to a total of 44 games in the win column on the season. And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Anthony Davis.
Well, I think his contribution really came at the defensive end, right? He came up with a bunch of huge steals. He was a menace all night long.
Right from outside, sinks the three-pointer.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Here's LeBron. The teardrop falls in. And the Lakers lead by 17.
And once they smelled blood in the water, you could see the killer instinct take over.
And you want to
Saka nagsasa.
tonight, they've done that and then some.
Daya nga yata.
35 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Kept alive. The shot's good from McGee.
Spirited performance. You love to get this kind of win, especially on the road.
You've got to be able to block out all distractions in enemy territory. This team did a tremendous job staying focused on the task at hand.
To the inside, out of bounds, it'll be Mavericks ball.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Contagious Caldwell Pope. Troy Daniels. Quinn Cook.
And here are the Mavericks now, trailing by 17. And Doncic gets it to go.
You cannot let Doncic get established on the interior. This guy feels very comfortable wherever he is on the floor.
Here is Cook. And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the
Nice game, nice game.
David,
Thank
take
you.
it away.